いい加減にしなよ。一日中ゴロゴロして食べるかネットを見るかゲームをしてるかばっかり。即席麺やお菓子ばかり食べてると体に病変を生じるって警告しても治そうともしない。
In fact, his PC desk was covered with snacks. She cleaned it regularly, but never seemed to make a difference.
運動だってしろって言ってるのに全然しない。
Suzuha realized she was complaining more than usual, but she had to say it anyway.
そんなんじゃ将来。
And then she realized that Itaro wasn't even listening to her. His eyes were fixed on the computer monitor. He'd moved his mouse out of sight, but she could still hear him clicking it.
話を聞きなさい。
Suzuha approached her father from behind and put the hairspray can she'd been hiding up to his neck. It's like cold or something? Itaro seemed to think it was a gun. Oh, he stuck his hands up. Threats like this worked. They worked because she told him that she'd survived the Third World War and the wars and chaos of 2036, and that she was ready to draw a gun and pull the trigger whenever she needed to.
やめてくんないと父さん怒っちゃう。
怒られるのは父さんの方。
はい、すみません。でもさ、僕の秘密の仕事知ってるっしょ？あれが結構忙しいんだよ。僕ぐらいのハッカーになると引く手あまたでさ。食事も適当に済まさざるを得ないっつうか。海外のクライアント相手だと時差もあって昼夜逆転しちゃうっつうか。
未来の父さんもそんなことばっかり言って母さんに叱られてた。100歩譲って睡眠周期は仕方ないとしても、これ以上健康を損ねるような食事は許容範囲外。即刻中止すること。いい？
だけど仕事もそうだけどタイムマシンの研究が大変なんだ。癒しが欲しいんだよね僕。
そうやって言い訳してすぐだらけようとする。甘えてるよ父さん。
Suzuha was always amazed that her dad managed to survive the future's wars. But since the time machine research would affect the future and eventually Suzuha's very presence here, she couldn't tell him to stop. Even after Rintaro Okabe stopped coming to the Future Gadget Lab, Rintaro had kept working on the time machine all by himself. Suzuha never said a word about it. If she did, it might create a time paradox.
タイムマシンを作るのに未来から来たタイムマシンを精査しちゃダメだからね。
She decided to warn him again.
わかってるよそんなこと。でも時々自信なくなるんだよね。僕本当にタイムマシンなんて作るん？
当然だよ。しっかりして。はい。
Suzuha took the hairspray can off of his neck.
てっきり銃だと思ったらなんというはったり。父さんを騙すなんてひどいよ。
次は本物使うからね。
それマジ勘弁。
Suzuha put the can of hairspray back on the shelf. It was something Rintaro Okabe had left here when he'd lived in the lab. It was still here since its owner never came back for it.
漫画とかゲームだとさ、父親を叱る娘ってのはもっとこう燃えるんだけどな。鈴葉ちょっとさ、もうダメだよパパって言ってみてくんない？できれば甘やかすような口調で。なんでもないでござる。
Her dad shrank from Suzuha's glare. Suzuha sighed loudly and dropped herself on the sofa. She leaned back against the headrest and stared at the ceiling, then closed her eyes.
どうしたん？
なんでも。
隠しても無駄なのだぜ。鈴葉のなんでもないってのは話を聞いてほしいって意味っしょ。
え？
ほら、話してみるといいよ。
Daru sounded very serious. Suzuha's eyes went wide for a moment, but then she realized.
そのセリフ、この前プレイしてた ギャルゲーにあったよね。それでフラグが成立するんだっけ？
She'd been living here for 3 months. She was starting to learn a little bit about Akihabara's culture circa 2010.
父さん、間違っても私を落とそうとか思わないでよね。
ねえよ、実の娘にそんなことしないって。
本当かな？未来の父さんはちょっと怪しかった。私が思春期になってからもよく一緒にお風呂入ろうって誘われたな。
What the fuck?
何それ怖い。
私は軍属だったし、父さんはタイムマシンの開発に追われてたからいつも一緒にいられるわけじゃなかったけど、とにかくベタベタしてきたよ。鬱陶しいくらいにね。
Maybe a little bit obnoxious. Can't imagine why. Her dad looked honestly depressed and she realized that she'd gone too far.
父さんはさ、いつも私に言ってくれてたよ。ここは最低最悪の世界線だけど、私が誕生したことだけは最高だって。私、未来の父さんを失望させたくないんだ。だから、絶対にオカリンおじさんを説得しなきゃ。
大丈夫。失望したりしないって、絶対に。
そうかな。
うん。
けどね、おじさんはどうしても話を聞いてくれないよ。このままじゃおじさんは過去へ行かない。マキセ・クリスを救出しない。シュタインズゲートにも到達しない。
Steins Gate, name drop of the video game. That was the name of the mysterious world line her dad had told her about in 2036, where World War III might not occur. Leading Rintaro Okabe to that world line was her mission. But right now, it wasn't going well. Suzuha had come to 2010, and just like the mission had called for, she succeeded in sending Rintaro Okabe to July 28th. But then he'd failed, and he wasn't going to try again. Every time they met, she tried to convince him, but who knew if her words were having any effect?
結局、第三次世界大戦に世界線は収束して、大勢の人たちが殺戮される。それを変えるために私は来たのに、何もできない運命なのかな。
Suzuha had something else she had to do here in Akihabara in December 2010, besides convincing Rintaro Okabe, and it meant she was running around every day. The exhaustion was starting to take its toll on her. During the war, she'd been able to keep herself sharp at all times, and this level of exhaustion wouldn't have meant anything. The relaxed atmosphere of 2010 was actually making her realize how tired she was. She was feeling very sleepy right now, actually. She was surprised at how willing she was to fall asleep in such an undefended position, but she didn't think she could beat the temptation. And then suddenly, she felt something extremely cold on the back of her neck. She snapped awake in an instant. Her movements after that were lightning quick. She jumped up and slid behind the massive body in front of her, which obviously belonged to Itaro, then grabbed his arm and twisted it as she dropped into the floor. She went to draw the gun at her hip, and her hand swiped through the empty air. And then she came back to reality. Her gun was hidden. She wasn't carrying it. This wasn't 2036. Two cans of Dr. P clattered to the floor. That must have been what he put on her neck.
何するの父さん。
さっきのお返しだお。
ぼーっとしてたから危うく殺しちゃうとこだったよ。そういう訓練受けてきたんだからシャレじゃ済まないんだって。
わかったから話してくだされ。言いたいでござるの巻。
まったくもう。
Suzuha let her father go. Itaro rubbed his arm and stood up, then grabbed the cans of Dr. P off the floor. He offered one to Suzuha.
つかさ、諦めんの早すぎだろう。もうちょっと頑張ってみるのだぜ。多分、オカリンは疲れて眠ってるだけだから、今みたいに冷たい毒ペでも首筋に当ててやれば飛び起きるんじゃね？なんせほら、あのオカリンだし。
She realized her dad was trying to cheer her up and nodded. Then she heard footsteps coming up the stairs and some slightly off-key humming. Their eyes met. Just the sound was enough to tell them who it was.
隠れろ鈴葉
Okie dokie.
Suzuha moved fast, maybe even faster when she knocked out her father to the ground. She quickly and silently jumped behind the curtain that separated the lab's development room from the rest of it. Just as she hid beneath the desk, there was a knock at the door. Suzuha knew that voice, of course. It was her mom. She could tell from the noises he was making that her dad was panicking. There was another knock.
はいはい今出る
Yutaro went to open the door. Suzuha took a deep breath and concentrated her mind. She remembered the time she spent 3 days and 3 nights on a battlefield with no food and nothing to drink, constantly aiming her rifle at the target. She erased any traces of her presence that could give her away. Her breathing started to become shallow. Dad, don't screw this up, okay?
天音氏今日はまゆしと待ち合わせ
Yutaro came back into the room with a girl.
はい。お料理の特訓をすることになっているんですけど。
She could hear plastic bags rustling. She must have brought the ingredients.
まゆし来てないんだよね
そうですか。ちょっと来るの早かったかな。
Yuki Amane. Oh, well. There's the giveaway in the name! Fuck. I'm dumb. Just as the name Amane suggested, she was Suzuha's mother in the future. In other words, the two of them in the other room were supposed to get married.
まあ約束があるならそのうち来るんじゃないかな
待っていてもいいですか？
もちろんここで料理もするんでしょ
はい。橋田さんもぜひ味見してくださいね。
まゆしのはあんまり食べたくないよ
大丈夫ですよ。まゆりちゃん、すごく上達してるんですから。
へへ
Yutaro was clearly nervous. As far as Suzuha knew, the only girl he acted that way around was Yuki Amane. Suzuha and Mayuri were practically family, and he got along fine with big sis Rumi, Ferris cat noises, who worked at the maid cafe next door. So it wasn't that he didn't know how to act around girls. For some reason, he always acted different when she was around. She told him that Yuki would be his wife someday. It was too late to do anything about it now, but maybe that was a mistake, she thought.
今日は妹さんはお留守ですか？
えあうん
そうですか。
Yutaro Hashida's sister was none other than Suzuha herself. Around the same time Suzuha had started spending all her time in the lab, Yuki had become friends with Mayuri and Yutaro and began visiting more frequently, which meant that avoiding her was almost impossible, and so she was forced to tell Yuki that she was Yutaro's little sister. But still, she'd wanted to keep contact to a minimum in order to keep Yuki from finding out somehow. That was why she was hiding.
そうそう。どうですこの服。この前買ったんですけど。
I mean, that's one way to... That's one way to show off an outfit when you're only sprites. Yuki showed no signs of noticing Suzuha. She was twirling around in the center of the room as if she was at a fashion show. Yuki was a cosplayer and wanted as many people as possible to see her dressed up. Mayuri had told Suzuha that once before. In fact, Yuki and Mayuri spent a lot of time complimenting each other's outfits.